Hi, I'm Ray Schoenberg, and I want to welcome you to the Pantheon of M. Today, we're looking at The Babysitter, Killer Queen, a film that came out in the fall of 2020. It's a sequel. It's exclusively to Netflix, and it stars Judah Lewis, and I will say Samara Weaving, but she has a small part in this, though she's sort of like the headlining villain in the movie. This is what makes this movie so unique, and such a unique twist is that it stars the entire and original cast of the first film. Now, why I mention that with such emphasis is that the entire original cast got slaughtered. About 95% of the cast members either got decapitated, blown up, impaled, burnt to a crisp, run over by a car, mutilated, you name it. The cast got killed, left and right. The body count was huge. The only survivor was the star of the show, a boy named Cole, played by actor Judah Lewis. Now, the entire cast is back. Stars Robbie Amell, Bella Thorne, Emily Van Lin. There's a couple of new faces in here, but overall, even the people who play the parents, Ken Marino and Leslie Bibb, who had cameo roles in the first one, they have a little bit. Well, Ken Marino has a bit of an upper echelon role in this second to go around. But overall, the film is a little bit more superior than the original. The original movie was kind of a slow burn. It took place in the day of a life of Cole. Cole is a social outcast. He's a nerd. He's a fit-in. He's picked upon at school because he's the outcast. His babysitter, played by Samara Weaving, named B, was the cool chick, the hot girl. And through her, he's able to find confidence. The only problem is that B was a leader of a satanic cult, and they needed the blood of a virgin, which hence Cole was. Now, he survived that night, and in the process, everyone perished. They're back again, the entire cast, with their deal with the devil. They have one last chance to come back and make amends for not fulfilling the prophecy of Satan himself. It's not brought up into the movie, but here's some things that I picked up on. In 2019, Samara Weaving was in a movie called Ready or Not, a movie that placed her in the role of Cole, a survivor of a group that made a deal with the devil. Now, once you break that deal, at the end of that movie, you would sort of kind of like combust. And the exact same technique is seen in this film, which is ironic because Samara Weaving is in this film too. Also, the director is McGee. He directed both films. He's also a co-writer along with Dave Lagano, who's known for writing the series American Vandal. The writer and creator of the original movie, Brian Duffield, is credited as executive producer. He gave the reins or the okay for McGee to co-write this along with about 3 other writers to make this movie. This movie is superior than the original in the sense that it's fast-paced. It picks up exactly 2 years after the original movie, and it really goes forward. And it's good because the original one was a day in the life of this boy, and you're just focusing too heavily on his awkwardness, his inaccuracies, is that a word? That he is, and how much of a social outcast and how people pick on him. You get a taste of that at the beginning of the first few minutes of this film, and they go on. The movie is very self-aware of itself. They make reference to Terminator 2, Sarah Connor, as a person who survived the coming of the machines, the futuristic machines, and was able to tell the world of the exports. But of course, no one believes her, which is what Cole is going through. He's told the world that what happened with this satanic cult. No one believes him. And then it kind of like a blue pill, red pill reference is like, well, do you follow the medication that you should be prescribed and try to live in the real world, or should you still believe that people or the worshippers were trying to kill him and he survived a massacre? There is 2 major twists in this movie, which makes it work really well. The film, now when you understand the nature of the final girl in this movie, I was a newcomer, her backstory, her explanation, the secret she's harboring to understand, I didn't get that quite well. I have to watch this movie maybe once or twice to understand realistically, like, how did she contribute to her dark side? It is a dark side by default, and I don't know. let me put it this way: there is a twist upon a twist in her backstory, and it's a little, it's a stretch, because even if you know the ending and how this ending is set up to get you to where we are going at the end of this film, it's a stretch. It's a super stretch. So, but if you check your mind at the door and just allow that this was meant to happen, ish, kind of, whatever, the film is still kind of, no. However, it is fast-paced. It is a much better film. The action is not as intense or graphic as the last 20 minutes of the original movie, which begs the question, how much is this budget? So, is it worth watching? It's a Netflix movie. It's not one of the better films. However, it's better than the original one, which I guess doesn't say too much either. I would give it maybe in the middle of the road. It's more of a black comedy, thriller, slasher film. It's fun. It's not at all, it's not taken, when it goes for the jugular, it's actually taken with tongue very pressed heavily into the cheek. And so it's in that vein, it's not that bad. So I'd recommend watching this as a matinee, and I mean that in the most literal sense. But hope you enjoy it. But again, it's worth to watch on the side. Not high recommend, but it's okay. But it is a better sequel, which is kind of hard to explain besides that. So on that note, I'm Ray. Talk to you later. Take care.